What's up, bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video, another follow along. And today I've got an upper body flexibility routine. This routine is designed to open up those shoulders, extend a little bit more through the spine, incorporate some rotation, and generally make the shoulders more mobile for whatever it is that you end up doing. As always, there will be a link in the description down below to an offline PDF version of this routine, as well as the link to the app, which has all sorts of routines from flexibility, handstands, strength, that covers everything. So links to that, as always, in the description down below. Otherwise, let's jump into this routine. Now, for this routine, you are going to want a little bit of equipment. I would recommend having definitely a bolster. Foam roller equally could take its place and work quite nicely, or some piled up cushions. A stick is useful. Alternatively, we just need a way to fix our hands. A t-shirt could do. You can hold a t-shirt or a towel, that would fix the hands as well, but a stick, a broom handle, that works great. And then, as always, some yoga blocks are useful as well. But that's basically it. Just gonna need some space, some time. Let's jump into the routine. So we're gonna kick things off by mobilizing a little bit around the neck. So we're just gonna start with a couple of neck rotations. So we're gonna first of all find the points of side to side. Let's just gonna go back and forth. When you go to each side, try to feel like this side is gonna close. I'm gonna try and actively pull my ear down towards my shoulder, but I'm gonna keep this right shoulder down when I'm doing that, so I feel a nice stretch. And then same with the other side as well. We're just gonna do 10, going back and forth. Nothing too strenuous. You can sort of try to increase the stretch over that 10 reps. By the way, you can do this one sat, however feels comfortable. You can sit kneeling, such as I am now, on a chair, on a sofa, standing, whatever works for you. We're just gonna do one more per side. And I'm gonna come back. So we're gonna now do the same thing. We're gonna go forward and backwards. So I'm gonna try and exhale, tuck the chin. Feel the stretch kind of going down all the way down my spine. And inhale. Look all the way up. So same thing, in exhale, down. Just in time with the breath. So we're gonna do 5 breaths in total. So it's a little bit slower than the side to side. Do one more for luck, so. One more exhale. One more inhale. And finally, we're going to finish things off by understanding how the head is kind of like a gyroscope. So what we want to think about doing is trying to fix our eyes level with the horizon. And then we're just going to try and incorporate a little bit of movement into our shoulder blades with our head staying still. So I'm going to pick a point to focus on. I'm not focus on the camera because that makes sense to me, but pick a point in front of you. You're going to focus on said point. We're just going to go a few different actions. So first of all, we're just going to do the side to side again. So I'm going to think about pulling my left shoulder down, lifting my right shoulder up. You can also think about trying to rotate my spine, pull in the side as well. Nice and slowly. Really focus on keeping the eyes horizontal. Same thing the other side. Left shoulder comes up, right shoulder comes down. I'm just going to try and have movement with the head being still. So going to do 5 per side. In your own time, nice and controlled. The quality and the feeling of this one is crucial. So that's 3. Really focus on keeping the eye line and the head stable and letting the shoulders do the movement. After we've done 5 per side, so I'm going to do one more on just the right hand side now. Come back to that neutral position, shake it off, keep the eye line staring at that object. We're now just going to try, keep the arms however feels comfortable. We're going to rotate first towards the right hand side as far as you can round. Bring the left shoulder in front, right shoulder back, and then go the other way. Right shoulder comes forward, left shoulder comes back. Keep yourself fixed on that eye line. The head wants to be staying nice and stationary. Again, we're going to do 5 per side. Each time, think about getting both shoulders in far in the direction as you can do. Nice. This is a bit of a weird one, but it's all about understanding how to disassociate the head from the upper body, which is an important aspect of upper body flexibility and spinal flexibility. So one more per side. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Really twist as far as you can around. And last one here, we're going to try and go through flexion and extension. So again, head's going to move on this one because that's how this, we're going to change the spine. But the main thing is trying to keep the eye line in that horizontal and keep focused on that point. So we're going to start off by extending through the spine, opening the chest up, keep fixing that point. I'm going to try and roll the shoulder blades forward, crunch the neck up a bit. It might look a bit bad, but keep yourself fixed on that posture and thinking on that position you're focusing on. This one again can be paired with the breath. So inhale as you extend, exhale as you flex forward. We're going to do 2 more here, so 5 and 12 each of those positions. Right, so last one here. Awesome. Hopefully we can shake that off. We should have a little bit more movement now, going back and forward. We can now move into the main parts of the routine. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a good general stretch, which is an upward dog position. Now, upward dog, downward dog, they're a commonly used position because they just hit so many things in one go, and it's a nice way just to ease into the session. So we're going to start with upward dog, let the hips relax, keep pushing down through the shoulders, extending through the spine. And then from here, we can think about pushing up, opening up the shoulders, coming into that downward dog. Now, because the lower body isn't too worried here, we can bend the legs if we need to, think about more pushing up through the shoulders, opening the shoulders up, and getting the arms overhead. Again, you can wiggle from side to side here. Just feel the stretch opening up the shoulder blades. Right, we're going to come down. Kneeling position. You're going to now reach your right hand out in front of you, so you're going to stretch a little bit overhead. We're going to take that left arm and we're going to place it underneath, and we're going to try and reach our left arm as far through in this position as we can. So we're going to get some rotation going through the spine, and we should feel a stretch through the rear delt and the back of the shoulder. Very simply on this one, we're going to just try and support ourselves with our right hand. Lean that left arm through and just try to get that left shoulder down towards the ground. And then we're going to try and actually twist away from that shoulder as well. So we should be feeling kind of a combination stretch here. We're literally just going to hold. We can apply some PNF if you want to, and the PNF would come in the form of trying to press the hand down into the ground. So that left arm, you're going to try and drive it down into the ground. You're trying to push away from the ground. Feel the back of the shoulder contract. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we can try and relax and move the left arm further away from us and deeper into that stretch, deeper into the rotation. We can do 1 more of those, and then we're going to swap sides. So press that hand down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to reach a little bit further into this one. Lovely. You can come out of that. Left arm goes forward. Right arm, we're going to reach underneath. We're going to come around as far as we can. Get that right shoulder down towards the ground. Get nice and comfortable into this one. And this left arm, you might actually feel a stretch over the lat as well on this arm, but really it should just be supporting. The main focus is this rotational aspect. So trying to get that right shoulder through as far as we can. Now again, we can do the PNF, so I can think about driving the shoulder down to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Try to walk it a little bit further around. And then we're going to do 1 more. Drive down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Walk a little bit further. We're just going to hold this last position for about 5-10 seconds. All right, we can actually stay kind of in this position. We can come into a lying position on our side, tuck the knees nice and up. Place that right hand out again in front of you. And then we're just going to do some thoracic rotations here. So I'm going to try and work on this almost like archer sort of position. We're going to pull my left arm over. I'm going to try and pull my left elbow down towards the ground, extend my arm all the way. So I should get this nice rotation through the torso, but the main focus is trying to keep these knees on the ground. If they find as you start rotating, they start lifting up, we're not really getting that rotation. So if that happens, open the hips a little bit more. That's going to make it easier. If you can get more, tuck the legs up more, that's going to demand more rotation through the thoracic. We're going to do 5 reps. We're going to do it with our breath. So we're going to try and inhale, rotate all the way around, left elbow down towards the ground, open up the hand, exhale, go back to that starting position. As we do this, it can be nice to try and like draw the hand across the body as well and sort of feel the sensation of the stretch. So 4 more of those. Nice deep inhale, slow deep inhale. Drive the elbow down, keep those knees down, exhale, get back to the start position. I would say this is probably one of my favorite stretches, this and doing the same thing but with a circular motion with the arms. I just think like it kind of hits everything but in a really relaxed, nice way. If you've been sat a lot in the day, it's just a great one to chuck in. Last one here. All right, we're going to swap sides now so you can just roll over. I'm going to flip myself around 180. Same thing, left arm goes out, going to get on top of that left shoulder, tuck those legs up, keep them in contact with the ground. We're going to reach away first of all, inhale, slide that hand all the way around, pull that right hand elbow down towards the ground, exhale, back to that starting position. Really focus on your breathing on this one. That's 3, or might be 4. So last one here. And we're now going to move on to a couple of drills just to open up the chest a little bit further before we get into some more of the active flexibility stuff. So we're going to come again to a prone position, so facing, lying down on the ground. Hands up to the side. We're going to start with the right hand side. So you can kind of, this is where you're going to have to feel it out a little bit, but essentially we're going to do like a scorpion sort of twist. So we're going to try and keep our right leg down. We're going to lift that left leg and we're going to use it to twist the torso round. And in this position here, with my hand kind of at 45 degrees to my torso, I'm going to feel a nice stretch over the pec. But again, kind of you can go play around with the angle of the arm. The further down you come, it's going to be more pec major. Further up you get, it's going to be more sort of pec minor-ish position. But again, play around with what feels good. You can spend a little bit of the stretch in different positions. We're going to be here for 45 seconds. And whilst we're in this position, getting that twist going, so use this left hand to assist. We're going to play some PNF, so I can think about pressing this right hand down into the ground, contracting the pec. I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And try and relax, either sink the shoulder down, open the chest, rotate around further, or feel that stretch dissipate around. We're going to do one more here. So again, you can play with the angles. 45 tends to work quite nicely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Just going to hold for another 10 seconds. We're going to swap sides. Same thing again. Left arm, you're going to reach up. Right leg's going to hook round. Feel that stretch over the pec. Play with that hand position a little bit. Try and get comfortable in the hand position. Find where a stretch is good for you. And then again, we can use that PNF. So I'm going to press down into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Remember to keep breathing during this one. So do another one here. Press that hand down into the ground. Feel the pec work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Again, I'm just going to hold for another 10 seconds here. And we can come back to the center. This is where you're going to want to grab your foam roller or bolster, or even the yoga blocks would work quite nicely. You're going to lay it horizontally. Hopefully yours is a little bit less chalky than mine. Make sure it's nice and flat. And we're just going to place the edge of this foam roller or bolster. You're going to place it right around the sort of the shoulder blade sort of mark. So really around the thoracic spine, so the top middle third of the back. So not right at the top, the cervical right underneath the neck, but equally we don't want it in the middle of the back as well, right around those shoulder blades. Then from here, we're going to lift the arms overhead. I'm going to try and pull down, so I'm going to try and reach and touch my fingertips behind me. Now the key here is bringing this up into a more tucked position. So hips want to stay on the ground, and we want to keep slightly tucked. So it's going to force our lower back to not extend as much. If we find that I can literally, I can extend massively here through my lower back, that makes it really easy to touch down. That's not necessarily what we want. We want ourselves to be extending through this thoracic area. So I'm going to try and keep my belly button a little bit tighter, a little bit pulled in. So this is a little bit more active. And I'm just going to think about trying to pull my hands down towards the ground. So I'm going to feel like the traps working, the mid-back working, pincering around this bolster. I'm going to hold for a few seconds and I'm going to relax. So we're going to do 5 of those. We're going to try and pull down, try to get those hands as low as we can, try to touch the floor if you can do, and relax. So we're just going to hold for 3, 4, 5 seconds each time, 5 of those. So another 4. You're going to try and reach those hands down if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. And then while you're exhaling, while you're relaxing, just let gravity do its thing and pull your body around that bolster or foam roller. Again, let's try and reach down. So reach, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, you can kind of play with the width of the hands in this one. So I've got my hands just outside of shoulder width. But if you go a little bit wider, obviously it's going to make it easier, but it's also going to slightly change the stretch. Right, 2 more. So pull down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Last one here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Right, we should be kind of all warmed up for the less pleasant stuff. So let's jump into it. We can put the bolster away for the moment. We're going to need that one later on. We're actually going to start off with the stick, and we're going to perform some shoulder flexion lifts. I'm just going to move this out of the way. So very simply, we're actually going to do kind of the reverse of what we're just doing there. We're going to do it prone, facing down to the ground. So we're going to make it harder for ourselves with gravity. Again, this can kind of vary depending on where you're going to hold the bar. I like to hold this just outside of shoulder width, about a hand outside of shoulder width. The wider you go, the easier it is, the narrower you go, the harder it is. Very simple. So we're going to come face down on the ground. Again, we're going to try and pull the belly button in so we have a little bit of tuck on the stomach. We don't want to just be extending through the spine to lift this stick up because that's kind of cheating. We're going to focus on it coming from the shoulders. Just the same as before, we're going to do 5 reps, 5 seconds, lift as hard as you can. Should feel the traps, the upper back, doing a lot of the work and the heavy lifting here. So, pull that belly button in. Try to engage the glutes as well if you can do. Grip the bar nice and tightly. And then we're simply going to try and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to relax. Harder than it looks. Or it certainly should be. Alright, 4 more. So we're going to try and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. 3 more. So lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. We're going to try and keep lifting the bar higher and higher and higher each rep. Maximum effort these should be. 2 more. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one last one. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can put that stick to one side for the moment. So we're now going to use that range of motion slightly. So we're going to come into a kneeling position. We're going to let the hands go out in front of us. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to try and think about being active with our torso here. So I'm not just going to let my shoulders sink down towards the ground. I'm going to try and think about pulling my sternum in and my belly button in. And then from here, I'm going to very slowly, holding this position, I'm going to focus on externally rotating. So that means my elbow pits want to be facing kind of either sideways or slightly up. So I'm bracing the shoulders. I'm trying to do this twisting motion. I'm just going to let the hands kind of slowly slide out as far as I can feel that I can control with my shoulders in this overhead position. So keep letting them slide, but keep focusing on pulling the sternum in, externally rotating, being active in a hollow position. Using the abs, using the abdominals, using the core, but using the shoulders as well actively. So keep sliding as far as you can. Keep going, another 10 seconds. Should be getting to a hard position to hold. 3, 2, and then 1. You can come back to lying face down on the ground. We're going to bring elbows in front of us, clasp our hands together, and then from this position, again, I'm going to try and feel my belly button tuck and pull my sternum in, and I'm going to try and clasp my hands behind my head. And from here, I should feel a stretch on my lats and my rear delts, teres major, teres minor. Especially if I focus on trying to wrap my shoulders and pull my shoulders down towards the ground. You might be able to see me actively kind of make that contraction happen. So I'm going to think about somebody's pushing down my shoulders towards the ground. I'm just going to hold this position for 20 more seconds. Should be an active position in terms of I'm actively pulling my sternum in, I'm pushing my shoulders, I'm trying to pull my shoulders down towards the mat to feel that stretch. Keep holding. 3, 2, and 1. Right, we can shake things off a little bit. That's the overhead aspects of things kind of done. We're now going to work a little bit more extension, so this is going to involve a little bit more of the bicep, as well as moving into the pec as well. Now to warm things up, we're going to do some tabletop lifts. So I'm going to try and get into the seated position, hands behind, fingers facing away from you. And then you're going to try and just engage the glutes, push the hips up towards the sky, Remain active though through the shoulders, pushing the shoulders nice and tall. Come back down. We're going to do 5 of these where we pause for about 5 seconds in that top position. Come back down. So always pushing nice and tall through the shoulders, squeezing the glutes, opening up the chest. That's 3. Just 2 more here. 1. And last one. Okay, right. We're gonna grab the stick of death one last time. And here you can be in a seated position. So we wanna be, again, making gravity hard for us. Seated position, standing position also works well. Just notice when you're gonna do this drill, try not to lean over as a compensation. When you do it, again, we're gonna grab the stick just outside of shoulder width. It's about the same distance that you would have grabbed the stick on the previous drill. Much the same, we're gonna think about trying to lift the stick as high as we can. This time we're gonna try and lift the stick as high as we can behind us. So this time again, we're gonna feel the traps working, but we're also probably gonna feel a little bit of the tricep. And then whilst doing so, we should feel a stretch over the bicep as well. Same thing, we're gonna lift for 5 times, 5-second hold each time. And that is moving us towards the end of this routine. So get ready to lift. You're gonna lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So make sure you're keeping arms locked in this one, palms facing down, and reaching away from your body as you're lifting. Lift again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back down. Again, if you're only lifting this high up, that's absolutely fine. What should matter is that it's your maximum effort. Your maximum effort, what it looks like compared to other people, doesn't really matter. Lift again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. You're almost there. It's a bit of a crampy, not very nice sort of contraction. 1 more. Lift again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll move into our last one. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Gonna put the stick to one side. Staying in this seated position. I'm kind of going to get into a similar position as we had beforehand, so like the tabletop rocks, but much the same as the first exercise. We're just going to let our palms slide out behind us. Now we can slide them out both behind us as far as we can go, but we can also begin to let them slide a little bit outwards as well to bring in a little bit more of the chest into this one. When we're doing this, I'm not letting myself slouch and let gravity do its thing. I'm going to try and keep pushing away from the ground, so it's an active position. We're just going to try and inch progressively deeper into it. And we're going to keep on holding, keep on actively lifting, feeling a stretch over the bicep and the chest. And keep breathing as well. Breathing is useful for existing. So keep holding. Another 10 seconds or so of this one. Keep trying to inch further back, further down each time. Really maximize that stretch over the pecs and the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, it's quite a deep stretch, that one, and that is kind of the end of the more active stuff. So we're going to finish up with something that's nice and chilled and relaxed. We're going to get that bolster out again, place it down on the ground. I also like here in this instance a yoga block as well, placed behind. That's going to support the head. Doesn't let the head rest in that much of an extended position. We're going to again lie back over that bolster. I like it over the shoulder blades, but really place it in the back wherever you feel particularly restricted. I like to bring the legs into a diamond position, try to focus on, it doesn't matter how close it is, but it should feel relatively comfortable, and then just let gravity pull the knees to the side, lift the arms overhead, relax the head onto the yoga block, and then do whatever you want with the arms. You can bring them more towards the side, more towards overhead. It's going to have a good stretch over the pecs. And it's also the leverage is going to help a little bit more in terms of stretching over the thoracic. But really, apart from that, it's like kind of get comfortable, and then we're just going to focus on breathing. I'm going to hold this one for about a minute, but you can equally hold this longer. And the point is to breathe. So really expand the rib cage like a barrel. Feel yourself soften around the object. We're not necessarily looking to get into a deeper stretch, but we're looking for the stretch to disappear. And as I said, like that softening, that sinking feeling into the supports that you've got. So just keep breathing in this position. Nice, deep, diaphragmatic inhale and exhale. Right, so that's probably a minute from me, but as I said, please feel free to sit a little longer in this position. It's a good position to sit in. And additionally to this, I would recommend potentially looking at doing some hanging throughout the day. That's a really lovely one for the upper body flexibility and something that's pretty relaxed and can really just help, between sat at a desk, decompressing the spine as well. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does help to support the channel, as well as hitting that subscribe button if you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe and don't miss out on any more of these future follow-alongs, future videos as well. If you have any requests for any future follow-alongs, make sure you do so by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. But other than that, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a strong week and